What is poppin', people? Welcome back to The Funk. I'm your host, Ms. Funkadelik. Today we're going to be talking about 5 ways to ground yourself during a panic attack. Now I know the way that I introduced that was kind of funny, but realistically we all deal with them. It could be because we lost our keys, because of work, because of school. It can be from any reason. When most people hear about panic attacks, they usually think of somebody who's extremely hyperventilating or somebody who needs to be strapped down on a table, when truth be told, your panic attacks really can come from the pit of your stomach and never be expressed from the outside of your body. We are going to find a few different ways to ground ourselves today. Okay guys, so I'm gonna just be straight up with you. Like, I feel like I get panic attacks like every other day, and it's usually because of like something that is small, you know? So like if it's like I lost my keys, or I can't find my phone and I just had it, you know, or maybe my eyelash isn't sticking. But a lot of these things come from places that are valid, that are small triggers, and we really shouldn't beat ourselves up about it. The first thing I like to do whenever I get a panic attack is I grab a glass of water. One of my old mentors taught me to grab a glass of water every time that I was having a panic attack, and I never wanted to drink the water. And the reason is because the back of your throat gets really dry when you're having a panic attack, because your body is trying its best to absorb as many nutrients as it can to calm down. That usually involves the hyperventilating, the sweating, the upset stomach, or the nausea. Step number 2, guys, honestly, cry it out. Like, personally, I cry all the fucking time. And the reason why is because you have to let it out. If you can let it out in a way that comes straight from out of your body, in a nourishing way, then that's the best way to do it. Rule number 3, find something to squeeze. Okay, so I have probably seen me pull it up a few times, my stress ball here, and it's because I'm really shy. I'm actually camera shy, but I love the camera at the same time. I don't get it. So it helps me during my YouTube videos to like just sit here and squeeze something, a stress ball. Sometimes I can't find my stress ball, and so like I get even more anxiety, and it's just even worse. Can't find your stress ball, or you don't have one, I would recommend grabbing a t-shirt and grab it in a ball and squeeze it as hard as you can, because we really need something to squeeze or push, and that's just kind of like our body's natural way of saying, hey, something's not okay and I need to hold on. We're naturally grab one to our mother whenever we were afraid as babies, and now we are adults and we have to parent ourselves. So grab one of something, squeeze it, hold it, and let your body know that mom's got it. Okay, so this is going to be the hardest part about the entire 15-minute to an hour anxiety attack session, okay? I don't know what part of town you live in, or if there's a train nearby, but if you've ever driven near a train, you know that you have to wait until the train passes. Panic attacks are kind of like that. Even if they're small, you have to wait until that train comes in, no matter how long. It could be a day. Okay, the train's gonna last a day. It could be 5 minutes. Train's gonna last 5 minutes. You wouldn't try to stop the train with your own car, so why would you try to stop your anxiety by yourself? You're not going to scream at the train, you're not gonna curse at the train, you're not gonna fight the train. You're going to sit in your car, do what you can, and wait until that train passes. So when that train is gone and you're home free, don't even worry about it. A lot of times when we get panic attacks, we get a little carried away with ourselves and start bashing ourselves in, and we're like, oh my gosh, like, why am I feeling this way? I shouldn't be feeling this way. I should be more patient. I should be more well put together. When truth be told, my entire body is reacting appropriately. Let that train come in and let that train pass. There's usually warning signs, and you know when those warning signs come, you hear that train go choo choo. You start to see yourself getting more agitated throughout the day. You haven't eaten a lot, you haven't drank enough liquids like water. That's some signs that your anxiety attack might be around the corner waiting for a trigger to just. So number 5, this is the last but not least. This is probably going to be the most important one that I'd like to express. Remember that in the middle of that fire that you are not bothering anybody by calling on help. the triggers that you have, those are like valid responses from like when you were a kid and you were neglected, or you were at some point in time somebody had taken advantage of you. These are learned responses from our childhood. So for you to blame yourself in the here and now for that learned response after all these years of carrying that, it's just not fair to yourself. It's not fair to your inner child, and it will increase your anxiety. So let's just knock that out of the way and understand that it is okay to call on somebody, to talk to somebody about your feelings. And even if they don't get it, they probably won't have something to say. Just get it out. I feel like a lot of times people don't ever want to talk because they feel as though someone's going to just give them advice. And I think that is where we have to start being more open and saying, hey, I don't need advice. I just want to let this out. Can you be my ears? I remember one time something very traumatic had happened to me, and I expressed it to a friend and he didn't say anything to it. And the reason why was because he had never experienced it himself. Therefore, it was an uncomfortable situation for him to process. And I, at the end of it, got my feelings hurt after already going through this very traumatic situation. And he straight up told me, hey, honestly, I've never been through this. And what I should have told him from the get-go was, hey, I just need you to hear me. I don't need any advice. Thank you guys for watching. Thank yourself and your inner child for hanging in there every time. Be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself. Like, comment, and if you like this video, subscribe.